They gave us bars, melodies, hits, and chart-topping bangers. Now, it's time to celebrate them. As the nation awaits the big 25th Telecel Ghana Music Awards celebration, push your favorite artists and songs to the top by casting your vote on Telecel Network only. For Artist of the Year, text A to 1767. For Telecel Most Popular Song of the Year, text B to 1767. For all other categories, text C to 1767 and follow the prompts or visit GhanaMusicAwards.com to vote for free. The 25th TGMA is powered by Charterhouse, partnered by TV3, KPMG, Guinness Ghana, and proudly brought to you by Telecel, connecting energies.
The matter chop hot.
Assembly Diloto. Hey! Aye!
Another exciting editorial from me, Roland, AMARTEY, to you wherever you are doing the listening or the watching from. This particular episode is one of them hot episodes that I know you were so eager to click on the link to come and listen or watch whatever beautiful thing I have for you. And I say welcome. This is Roland Report. It's your first time. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share this content with others and also recommend this channel to other people so they can equally enjoy. And trust me, you are really going to be entertained. You are really going to be educated, and you are really going to be informed on this particular edition of Roland Reports. This is the editorial, like I mentioned, and I am going to talk about the Telecel Ghana Music Awards. The Telecel Ghana Music Awards. That is the 25th edition, aka 2024. Well, nominees have already been announced. Announcing nominees next. Conversations are ongoing. People are pushing. Those who are going to canvass for votes are doing it. Those who are also doing certain things under G are also doing it. In fact, all the conversations are going on. And so far, aside the new artist of the year category, the other category that has generated lots of conversation is the artist of the year. That is the ultimate, the artist of the year category. First, it was the song of the year, but now it is the artist of the year. And here on this particular episode, I would want to give some beautiful breakdown on who I think is likely to pick up the artist of the year. I mean, there are 6 people in this particular category, and notably, we have Nasi in there, we have Sarkodie is in there, we have Kwame Eugene in there, we have Kim Promise in there, Black Sheriff, as well as Stoneboy. These are the guys that made it into the big 6, or I can tell you, made it into the big category of artist of the year. And when it comes to the nitty-gritties of it, I mean, when it comes to some of these things, I always say, when it comes to this conversation, there is the Mafia, or let me say there is the Works, which would definitely send you into the scheme. There is the Mafia, there is the politics, there is the drama, there is the antics, as well as shady deals. And if you combine all these things, these are the things or elements that I feel is going to make you walk home the winner when it comes to music award schemes in Ghana. That is what I would want us to focus on. Well, elsewhere, some of these elements may apply, but not all. But in Ghana, you need your Works, you need a little bit of Mafia tactics, you need a huge political angle, you need drama, antics, as well as those deals that some people will call shady are in there. Now, let's pick these artists one by one. I want to pick them one by one. Let's analyze their strength, even with regards to the kind of nominations or how many nominations they even have in this year's scheme, their strength, their weaknesses, and some of the conversations going on. I know the 2 people leading this particular conversation, even though there are 6 people in this category, is Kim Promise and Stoneboy. Yes, Kim Promise and Stonebwoy. So I am going to start with Stonebwoy actually. I am going to start with Stonebwoy actually with his nominations that he has in this particular scheme. Stonebwoy has 13 nominations. That is 12 from other categories as well as one which is the main artist of the year category, all making 13. All making 13. That is Stonebwoy. And he's been nominated for the best Afro pop song, best reggae dancehall song, Telecel most popular song of the year, album or EP of the year, artist of the year, best reggae dancehall artist of the year, best music video of the year, best high life song of the year, international collaboration of the year, record of the year, best music video of the year, collaboration of the year, as well as songwriter of the year. These are some of the conversations going on with regards to Stonebwoy and his nomination. Aside Stonebwoy, we have Kwame Eugene, who comes next as the second artist or the next artist with the most nominations. It is Stonebwoy who has 13, and now Kwame Eugene also comes here with about 11 nominations in total. Well, he has 10 in other categories as well as the main one, which is the Artist of the Year category, all making 11. He is also nominated in the Best High Life Song of the Year, Best Afrobeat Song of the Year, Telecel Most Popular Song of the Year, Album EP of the Year, Artist of the Year, Best High Life Artist of the Year, Best Music Video, Best International Collaboration of the Year, another Best Music Video, Collaboration of the Year, as well as Producer of the Year. This is for Kwame Eugene. Then we come to Sarkodie, who comes next with 8 nominations. That is including the Artist of the Year category. He is also here. Sarkodie is also in there. Sarkodie is also in there. We have Black Sherif, who also comes next with 7 different nominations. Black Sherif also comes with 7 different nominations, as well as Kim Promise, who also comes with 6 different nominations. That is 5 in other categories and 1. That is the main artist of the year. Then we have Nasi, who happens to be the last but not the least, who also is here with 4 different nominations. That is 3 in other categories, as well as 1, which is the main artist of the year category. Now, these are some of the strengths and weaknesses of these artists. Now, let me enter into my analysis proper with regards to some of these things. Yes, we know the conversation going on about mafiaism, how people are doing shady deals under politics and all that. But either ways, we still can't forgo the book. Therefore, as TGMAs have come to post who wins Artist of the Year amidst these conversations, let us just refresh our mind on the category definition for who Artist of the Year is. So just to refresh our minds, Artist of the Year. The Artist of the Year is the artist or artists are judged by the Academy, Board, and the general public as the artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity in the year under review. Now listen to this. It says the artist must have released a hit single, EP, album, and must be one of the artists with the highest nominations in the year under review. And here we are going to pay attention to 2 different sections of this particular definition. One is judged by the Academy, the Board, and the general public. And again, that is the latter of this particular definition, says the artist must have released a hit single, EP, album, and must be one of the artists with the highest nominations in the year under review. This is the category definition for who Artist of the Year is. So even per the definition, we know some of the people who are high contenders with regards to some of these music award scheme. But then, because it is a human institution and it is prone to manipulations, it is prone to a competition where people would have the urge to do certain things, or it is prone to so many things, you can't negate away the fact that even though you may have more nominations, there can be somebody in that category that may come with some huge force and huge political arms that can bulldoze you off the race and you may not even stand a chance. Let me say this, under normal circumstance, even with the number of nominations that these artists, that is these six artists, Nasi, Sarkodie, Kwame Eugene, Ken Promise, Black Sheriff, and Stonebwoy, all have in these categories, or in this particular category, it would have been fair to say that the competition would be between, let's say, Sarkodie, who has 8 nominations, and between Kwame Eugene, who has about 11 nominations, and Stonebwoy, who has about 13 nominations. Because if we are to do a leaderboard, definitely these people would come in that order. But now the conversation has changed. The conversation has changed, and the race seems to be between Ken Promise and Stonebwoy. Why has the conversation changed to that particular direction? This is it. Unlike previous years, where the likes of PSA, Esther, Dems entered with just a single song, Waemiye. That is how Ken Promise is also threading in this particular edition of the Ghana Music Awards. Fortunately for Ken Promise, he doesn't have just a single song using as his only tool in competing, but he has about 2 songs, which is Terminator and Perfect Combi. And when you check Terminator, the numbers that Terminator has raked, if numbers is anything to go by, then there is no way the song Terminator should be scrubbed off any award. Because as far as we are concerned, the kind of numbers that this particular song has raked in the year under review, no song, and I repeat, no song can come close. If another person's song will come close, then it means it will probably be a combination of 2 or 3 songs, or even a whole album that would compete with the numbers that Terminator, with its remixes as well as its video streams, the numbers that it has rigged, before they will be able to match it. And that is one of the reasons why Ken Promise is in the competition, or is in the conversation now. When it comes to Stonebwoy, I mean, among these artists that have been listed in the Artist of the Year category, if we are looking for one of the artists with the loudest fan base, it is Stonebwoy, that and his Beam Nation fan base. Obviously, that is not to say Sack doesn't have the loudest fan base. Sack has it, but let's check. Among these artists, who is very hungry in these categories? Black Sheriff is coming back from winning the Artist of the Year in the previous edition. Is there any form of hunger? No. And we all know Black Sheriff has this attitude of being complacent until the last minute. We saw it in last year's edition, when throughout this period of the scheme, he said nothing about him winning or whatever. Until the last minute, when people started giving him pressure, that is when Black Sheriff came and started canvassing for votes. So in terms of hunger, it is between Stonebwoy and Ken Promise, because even if you check their dealings even in this year, all the conversations in whenever these two grant interviews, it is the Artist of the Year, as far as the Ghana Music Awards is concerned, finds its way in there one way or the other. So if you check between these two artists, among these artists, these are the two people that are most hungry for this particular awards or this particular category. That is the Artist of the Year category. Now, this is what I think are the elements that is going to constitute to somebody picking up the Artist of the Year category in this year's Telecel Ghana Music Awards. Like I said, number one, you need your works. And in terms of works, between King Promise and Stonebwoy, you can't take it away from them. Stonebwoy has a huge body of work, a very beautiful one, carefully crafted masterpiece. And that has earned him about 13 different nominations in the scheme. So in terms of work, you can take Stonebwoy. King Promise, on the other hand, also has some huge catalog or some huge numbers with the perfect combi and Terminator, and that you can't do away with it. You can't write him off completely. That is the gospel truth. You can't write him off completely from this particular conversation at all. You can't write him off from this particular conversation at all. So it is highly possible that King Promise is also set to do some damages to cause some upset on the night, because mind you, most of these guys find themselves in almost most of the categories. So there is the possibility that this person will pick this person will pick that. And none of them is likely to win all categories. Then it will be a miracle. It will be a miracle in any ways. It will be a miracle. But nonetheless, these are the factors. So for works, between King Promise and Stonebwoy, these guys have the works. In terms of playing of shows in the year under review, I mean, one thing that is going against King Promise is publicity, if you ask me. And Stonebwoy is very fortunate to have his PR machinery working, as well as his fan base also being loud. So most of the things that he's doing is being lauded in, or like in your faces, in your ears, or even on your screens. In terms of now, after the works, that is when we come to the real dirty game. What is actually going to make you pick up the award or the plaque on the night? And one has to do with Mafia. Forget, if you don't have the heart to Mafia, forget it. In this particular, be proud to record in this particular edition, I've been following most conversations, even currently. Baba Sadik, who is the former manager of 3 Music TV, or the CEO of 3 Music Awards, is in a kind of a brawl with Stonebwoy and his people. Why? Because he is alleging that even Stonebwoy's wife had to call his wife, or Stonebwoy's wife and him, that is Stonebwoy, had to call them in a banter on why they are supporting or they are rooting for King Promise. So in terms of these things, in order for you to pick up the award, you need some level of mafiaism. You need to go dirty. You need to do it. And that is what Stonebwoy and his people are doing. You may call it wrong, some people may call it right, depending on where you stand. If you are the receiving end, it is totally wrong. But if you are the giving end, like they are giving it to people to now, well, that is the best way to go. The next one has to do with the politics. Politics both in the industry and outside the industry. In our daily lives, our daily walk of life, politics play a very important role, which you can't do away with. Therefore, if it is about politics in the industry, I mean, who stands the better chance? Stonebwoy's political strength in the industry is very tight. Just to refresh your mind, you remember Honorable Makoko Kumante, then when he was the manager of Hit FM, said that at a point they had to be intentional in making Stonebwoy the poster boy. That is to spite Shatawale. So in terms of politics, Stonebwoy has high political strengths. However, I think this year Can Promise, if he didn't have also been able to build high political strings. Because for somebody like Baba Sadik and his people, all to feel or to be threatened by the fact that they are supporting Can Promise, then I can confidently tell you that Can Promise political affiliations in this particular year is higher than any other year that you've ever seen. So when it comes to conversation about politics, let's not write Can Promise off. Now, drama. Of course, you need drama. You need the drama. Some of them is being quiet and sending people to do your dirty jobs. Yes, be dramatic. Because at the end of the day, the scheme needs talkability. The scheme needs to trend from now to event day and even after. And all these things are taken into account. Who can put in the drama? Who can do things that can make the name of the scheme trend? And all these things come to play. Antics. Whenever you find yourself on stage, whenever you get the chance to talk in any of the public functions, don't let your antics go to waste. Whatever you do, even your smile, your blinking, your speech, whatever, should be tilted towards you winning the Artist of the Year or conscientizing people on why they should vote for you in the Artist of the Year, as well as even this year. If you can clearly see, most of the things that these artists are doing do not match up to the works that have been presented, which they are going to be awarded for. But in terms of every movement, and I can tell you, recently when Can Promise went to Asia to conquer, normally you wouldn't have heard about it. But then, because some of these antics are part of the game, you need to remind the people, conscientize them on why they should vote for you. It is very necessary for you to publicize them. Now, the last one before I wrap up is the Shady deals. For the Shady deals, it is there. Unless you are a child to the industry, most of them cannot be proven, because if it comes to light, it will be like an narcissist expose. And yes, you can speculate, you can allege, but he who feels it knows it. Some of these shady deals are going on. People are paying money. People are calling people at midnight. People are calling people's wives. People are calling people's families at odd hours just for them to canvass for votes. So you can't take some of these conversations out. You can't. If you should leave all these elements out, then we can have a clean fight. But then, this is a competition. And clean fight in it, I doubt. So sometimes when I hear some of these conversations about, even or allegations about Stonebwoy Mafia Can Promise and the fact that he's so aggressive to win the Artist of the Year, I laugh. And I thank God on the reason why at least somebody like Shatta, whose heart cannot contain some of these antics, have backed off in the first place. So per all these things, who do you think stands the chance to win the Artist of the Year at this year's Telecel Ghana Music Awards? That is 25th edition, or in 2024. Let me hear from you in the comment section. Let me know what you think. My name is Roland AMARTEY. This is Roland Reports, and I have given you the element of which when one uses, or if one is able to tick all these boxes, stands a higher chance of winning. Somebody would ask, why is the likes of Nasi, Kwame Eugene, and Sarkodie quiet? It is because all these 6 elements are going on. So it is either you play or you go home. For Nasi, you barely hear some of these conversations about him until he grants interview, because actually the political wing of the gospel industry that was supposed to play for Nasi, unfortunately, has left him to chance. Has left him in the wilderness, which is the table of men. These people claim they were the mouthpiece of the gospel artist when it comes to some of these conversations. But where are they? Totally missing in action. Totally missing in action, and they are nowhere to be found. So if these conversations are going on and you don't hear anything about Nasi in this conversation, be rest assured that the table of men or some of the people or some of his political wings are sleeping, and they are sleeping high. One would also ask, why is Kwame Eugene not in this conversation? Because as far as they are concerned, Kwame Eugene also has at least the second highest nomination in this category. Yet it looks like Kwame Eugene's own is quiet. Yes, it is because he's won it before, so there's the likelihood complacency will set in. And again, that is not to say his political wing is not active. That one we know. As it stands, Kwame Eugene's label has the highest, how do we call it, no artist in that particular category. So you don't joke with it. You don't joke with his political affiliations at all before. You joke with it at your own peril. But then, why is his conversation not as loud as King Promise and Stoneboy? It all boils down to hunger. King Sack, Obede, the highest. Well, for him, he is the landlord of the game. In terms of winning awards, I doubt if this is one of his main priorities. Yes, that is not to say he wouldn't pick it up or he wouldn't appreciate if he is given. But then, ask yourself, who needs it more? Who is more aggressive? Who needs this particular kind of validation in his career? And I don't think Sack does. For Black Sheriff, he's just coming back from winning the Artist of the Year among other top, how do you call it, awards in the previous years. Is the hunger there? Is the drive there? Black Sheriff, we know, has this particular attitude until last minute. Whether he is going to charge up at the last minute again is also a different conversation. But then, with King Promise and Stoneboy, you can clearly see the hunger. So let me hear from you. Let me know what you think. Pair all these elements with the works, the mafia tactics, the politics, the drama, the antics, the shady deals, and all of that. Let me know who you are tipping to win the Artist of the Year. Until then, don't forget to stay safe. I'll meet you in the next episode. My name is Roland AMARTEY. Peace. And I'm out of here.
The matter chop hot.
Asemene Diloto. Hey! Aye! Hey!